So in this video, I want to talk about whether or not you can use a competitor's name as a keyword for your own Google search ads. Now, first of all, please be aware I'm not a lawyer and I'm certainly not giving you legal advice. If you want legal advice, please go see your lawyer. And also remember too that the laws in your country may be different to those in my country, New Zealand. Now, what I can tell you is about a case in Australia where the judge found that it is perfectly acceptable for you to use a competitor's name as a keyword for your Google search ads. He also said it was acceptable for you to refer to your competitor in the ads. But what he made clear was not acceptable was for you to give the impression that you were in fact the competitor, and certainly not let your ads look like your competitors. And that means things like don't use the same fonts, the same colors, and all those sort of things. So let's go and have a look at some examples online and see what's actually happening out in the real world. Okay, so here we can see my first result. So I've typed in MyTel, which is an international telecommunications company based out of Canada. And we can see their Google ads come up. But here we go. Here's a competitor. 3CX has come up under the search phrase MyTel. So they've come up under the name of a competitor. So let's go and see if we can find some other examples. So the next one I'm going to try is AA car insurance. And we can see I've actually searched that before. So there we go. So here we can see AA Insurance has come up, but then here's a competitor. AMI has come in second place, and then here's another search platforms come up in third. So you can quite clearly see competitors coming up under the name AA Car Insurance. So let's try another international company. Let's try Pizza Hut. Here we go, the Pizza Hut's name comes up. And there, look where we've got first. In first position, we've got Domino's Pizza. And then we've got Pizza Hut, who actually don't have any paid ads. They've just got their organic result coming up next. So let's just try one final example. We're going to type in big American company, WordStream. Okay, and bring that one up. And look who's in first position. It's a company called SEMrush. So it's not even WordStream at all. And actually when I did this earlier, I came up with another company and they actually referred to WordStream in their ad itself. So let's see if we can do the search again and see if we can bring up some other results. So we've got SEMrush and WordStream. Let's see if we can bring in. So here we've got some other ones here, and this is what I wanted to show you. So here we've got an example where they actually specifically talk about WordStream in their ad. So they're asking, do you want a WordStream alternative? So what's my point with showing you all of this? Well, given that these are big international companies, it's highly unlikely that it's illegal in their countries for you to advertise under a competitor's name as a keyword. If it was, then you can expect that these companies would have taken legal action against their competitors and stopped this from happening. I suggest you do some searching of your own and see if you can find examples in your country. Now, if you don't find any examples, it's not to say it's illegal, as not everyone chooses to advertise under their competitor's name. But if you do find examples, then that's a strong indicator that it probably is legal in your country. Now, if you do choose to advertise under a competitor's name and they demand that you cease and desist, you might want to send them examples such as we've seen here. So long as you're not misrepresenting yourself as them, then that'll probably be the end of the matter. So if you do decide it's okay to advertise under a competitor's name, you're not going to be deceptive in any way, and you're not going to confuse people into thinking you are in fact the competitor, then before you place their ad, consider this. How will you feel if they do the same to you? Now, if they're already doing it, well, it's a good opportunity to retaliate. But if they're not, you may not like it if they do it back to you. So that could be a reason why not to do it. But equally too, you might decide that that's okay and proceed. But I think it's a good idea before you go ahead just to think about it first and consider what may happen if you go ahead and actually advertise under a competitor's name. Now, just as a final thought, even though you've gone ahead and you've made sure legally that you're able to advertise under a competitor's name, don't at all be surprised if you do receive a letter from your competitor's lawyer asserting that you are unable to do that. They may well argue that because their client has trademarked their name, that precludes you from being able to advertise using their name as a keyword on the Google search network. Now, whether they understand the true legal position or not doesn't really matter. Just remember this, that the lawyer will often send letters out to scare and intimidate their clients' competitors, knowing full well that what they're writing is not necessarily legally supported in a court of law. It's all about achieving an objective. So if you've done your homework right, you'll have nothing to worry about. And from what we know from the research we've done, chances are in most instances you're actually perfectly safe to advertise under a competitor's name. It's just a question of whether you really want to do that or not.